There is a specific moment when you walk into your bank and the teller stops calling you sir out of policy and starts calling you by your name out of genuine interest. Same you, same haircut, same wrinkled shirt, same terrible parking job outside. The only thing that changed is a number on a screen they can see and you can feel. Here is what nobody tells you about building wealth. The money itself is almost boring. What is wild is watching the entire world rearrange itself around you as you cross certain invisible lines. Family you have not heard from in years, suddenly calling. Banks that would not return your call, now assigning you a personal human being. Strangers deciding you must be smart, just because you look like you have money. This is not a video about getting rich. This is about the 3 net worth levels, where people, institutions, and even your own family start treating you like a completely different person. And a 4th thing nobody warns you about. The reason none of them ever feels like enough. Stay with me. Because the first level is a number that sounds almost insultingly small, until you see exactly what it does to your entire financial life. And I promise, it is closer than you think. The first line you cross, $100,000. I know, $100,000 is not a yacht. It is barely a down payment in some cities. But here is why Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's late business partner, one of the sharpest financial minds who ever lived, obsessed over this exact number, he said, and I am quoting him directly. The first 100,000 is a B, but you have got to do it. Why would a billionaire obsess over a number that to him was a rounding error? Because of what happens after you hit it. Here's the math. Money doubles on a schedule. At 7% annual return, your money doubles roughly every 10 years. Simple enough. Here's where it gets interesting. 100,000 at 7% earns you $7,000 a year. Fine, a decent used car. But 1 million at that same 7% earns $70,000 a year. More than the median American makes at a full-time job. For doing absolutely nothing. Same percentage, same effort, same boulder, same hill. The only thing that changed is the size of the snowball. That is why the first $100,000 feels like pushing a car uphill in the rain, and the second million feels like the universe is just handing you money. But level 2, stay with me, because level 2 is where other people finally enter the chat. And what happens there will genuinely rewire how you understand wealth forever. Level 2, $1 million. This is where the treatment changes for real. Around this level, banks stop treating you like an account number and start assigning you an actual human being. At Chase, once you hit roughly 150,000 with them, you become a private client, dedicated advisor. Fees waived like they were never real. ATM fees refunded anywhere on earth. Invitations to events you did not even know existed. Congratulations. You have been upgraded from account number to person we would genuinely be sad to lose. But here's the part that genuinely rewires everything. The rich do not get rich and then spend their money. They get rich and then borrow against their money, so they never have to sell it. While you and I are staring at 12 to 16% on a credit card, they are borrowing against their portfolio at 2 to 3%. Same system, different rules, different doors. Level 3, $5 to $10 million. This one has an unofficial nickname, Freedom Money. $5 million at 4% generates $200,000 a year without you lifting a single finger. For most households, that is not retire someday. That is work is optional, today, permanently. And here is what nobody warns you about level 3. The same wealth that earns you respect from strangers can cost you ease with the people who knew you before. Old friends who suddenly remember your birthday. Cousins with can't miss opportunities. Salesmen, advisors, charities, all materializing the instant they smell it. Stay for the last 60 seconds. Because the 4th thing, the one nobody talks about, is the real trap underneath all 3 levels. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here is the 4th thing. The reason none of these levels ever feels like enough. You would think, somewhere up this ladder, there is a step marked enough, where you finally exhale. There is not, because the bar runs with you. Charles Schwab surveys Americans every year on what net worth makes a person wealthy. The number keeps climbing. Recently, it was 2.5 million. The person with 1 million looks up at 2.5 and feels poor. The one with 2.5 looks at 10 and feels poor. The goalposts do not just move. They sprint away from you at the exact speed you approach them. So here's the truth I would want a friend to tell me. The people who actually win this game are not the ones who climb the fastest. They are the ones who decide on purpose. What enough means for them, before the moving goalposts get to decide it for them. The first 100,000 is the realest, the hardest, and the one almost entirely within your control. Obsess over that one. Everything after it is mostly the system being the system, and now you can see it happening, instead of just feeling vaguely cheated by it. This is Mason Finance YT. If this video gave you a new way to see where you stand, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps us reach more people who need to see this map. Comment below. Which level are you focused on right now? 100,000, 1 million. Or freedom money. Let us keep each other accountable. And subscribe to Mason Finance YT, because next we are breaking down the financial trap that quietly eats your gains the moment your net worth starts to grow. You do not want to miss that one. Pick your number, make it yours, and then actually stop when you reach it. See you in the next one.